Hey everybody, welcome back and thanks for joining me. Today I want to talk about how to get started with a basic website that you can sell things on. So there are so many ways that you can sell online, and I've discussed them in different videos. But if you've got a very small budget and you need to DIY it a lot, you need to try to figure things out for yourself, can be a frustrating process. And I sometimes feel like new sellers don't really have much of a roadmap as far as that's concerned. So I'm going to discuss a very basic way of doing it that can actually be very, very good and can be a good platform to launch your business as you go along. So if you have got some products in mind that you want to sell and you're looking to build your own website to sell them, then follow along. This is not going to be a highly technical video. This is going to be more of a roadmap to tell you things that you need to learn in order to get that going. So to get started, pretty much what you are going to need is you need to think of a name for your website. So you need to think about things, for example, like where you live. Do you live in the US? And you're looking for an international domain, like a .com. Do you live in South Africa like I do? In which case, if you can only serve a local market, you may want to look at a .co.za domain. Think of a nice brandable, easy to remember name. I have done another video on picking names, but pretty much think of something and go online, look for a domain registrar and register your domain. They will have the steps on there. I will do a separate video on how to do that, but just know that you're going to need a domain name for your website, okay? In the same way as you have an address for your business, if you have a brick and mortar store, you need to have a domain name for your website. Now, the next thing is you are going to need a hosting account, okay? So basically, a website is really just a bunch of files on a server. And unless you're planning on building and maintaining a server yourself, you need to find a hosting company that can do it. There are some phenomenal ones. My advice there is don't just go for the cheapest one unless you have no option. I'm not saying that expensive is better, but I remember when I started building websites about 10, 12 years ago, I went with the cheapest shared hosting, and I had endless issues, no support, no availability of the support, in the first place, and my websites kept getting hacked. It was just a nightmare. So if you can get yourself a good hosting account, just Google hosting companies, and there's going to be a myriad of options. Try find something with chat support. Okay, what I mean by that is I remember spending a lot of time being frustrated in the beginning because I had finally moved on to a proper hosting company. But to get support from them for anything was virtually impossible. You had to hunt through reams and reams of their tutorials, and there was no contact me section, you know what I mean? So the company that I'm with now, I literally just open up a chat and I get chat support. So step one, get a domain so that your website has a name. Step two is get a hosting account so that your website has something, those files are on a server somewhere. Step three is learn how to use WordPress. There are so many good tutorials out there. You're going to need to install it on your hosting account. Most hosting accounts will use something like cPanel or Plesk. So once you've got your hosting account, just Google how to install WordPress on cPanel with Softaculous. I know that's a bit of a mouthful, but you can watch this video again and again and again if you need to. That's a great thing about video, and that's one of the reasons I like this format. So that's step three, is install WordPress on Softaculous. Once you've done that, you'll be able to, you'll need to set your name servers on your domain. So you're going to go back to your domain registrar. You're going to go into your account page, look to set up your name servers. If you're battling, again, Google is your friend, YouTube is your friend. I am going to do a video on all of this at some point as time allows. But that's really step 4, is get your name servers to point at your hosting account. Okay. Once you've done that, then you are going to need to customize your WordPress site. So you are going to go into yourdomain.com/wp-admin. You're going to log in, and you are going to be able to customize your site. You're going to be able to pick a theme. You can buy pro themes. There's a huge amount of options. Now, I know that what I've said so far may sound overwhelming if you're just getting started, because in the beginning, I remember just getting stuck and overwhelmed with all of this. But what I really think you should do is just break it all down step by step. As I said, you can rewatch this video. If you do get stuck, just feel free to comment on where you're stuck in the comments under this video, and I'll make a video on whatever you're stuck with, because I'm pretty sure if it helps you, it'll help other people as well. So now you've started to customize your website. It is not going to be easy. You are going to hit hitches and glitches and feel frustrated, but just keep a mindset of, being resilient and of, solving problems, because you can do this. I promise you, I'm by no means a brain surgeon, and I managed to figure it out. So all you need is to just keep Googling what you don't know. And as I say, ask in the comments with whatever you get stuck with, and I'll be happy to help. So now you've got WordPress, you've done some customizations, and you kind of feel like you are getting somewhere, but you still can't sell anything online. All you've designed is basically, maybe a pretty page with a home and about and some things that you're a bit confused about. Now, WordPress has got different plugins, okay? Just basically little snippets of code that you can plug in. So you'll go to your plugins section. Again, same story. Just Google, how do I install a plugin? And you'll go and install a plugin called WooCommerce. Okay, WooCommerce is like WordPress. It's an open source ecosystem. It's basically a whole e-commerce platform. You can start off with their default theme, and it's really nice and clean and kind of intuitive. And once you've done that, you're going to have a myriad of options, okay, that you need to set up. So it's something that you are going to need to think through. This is not going to be 2 minutes. It takes 2 minutes to install it. But what takes a bit longer is to try and think to yourself, right, I've got these products and I want to ship them. Where am I going to ship them? So you need to set up the geographic locations that you're going to ship to. You've got to set up your shipping options. You've got to put in your pricing. You've got to go into each product, and you're going to have to upload some nice product images. You're going to have to upload, put in a description. They give you an option for basically the title of your product and what the description is of your products, a little short description that somebody can see at first, and a longer description that you will see, if somebody clicks on a detailed page on your website and they can go through to. Okay, so that's the next step in this process. There are stacks and stacks of great WooCommerce tutorials, but again, if you get stuck with something, comment underneath this video and I will make a video to show you how to do that and how to deal with the exact problem that you're having. Don't be shy, because I literally want to make videos on all of this stuff, and it'll help me tremendously to know what you're having a problem with. So once again, if you are feeling a little bit lost, watch the video again and you will get there. So now you've uploaded some products. Your site looks maybe at this point kind of horrendous because you haven't done it before. If you've got a graphic design background, that will help. If you've got an IT background, that will help. But if you've got no background in any of this stuff, don't worry about it, because you literally can do this from scratch with just Googling the answers you want and watching videos. So the next thing you're going to need is you're going to need to make sure that your site, your website, where people are going to be putting in payment details, has got an SSL certificate. Okay, now for that SSL certificate, you can start off with a free one. There's nothing wrong with it. What you'll do is you'll go to your hosting provider, just chat to them about installing a free SSL certificate. There's a couple on the market, and you can also Google SSL certificate, free SSL certificate, how to install it. A lot of hosting companies will literally do this for you. Now, in the beginning, a free one's fine, but it normally won't give you a certificate or site seal. So because e-commerce is about trust, I think my audio might be bugging out here. I hope it's not, otherwise I'll have to reshoot this whole video. But if you need to pay for a site seal down the line, that's something you're going to have to do. I do normally recommend it. The cost could be $100 US, so it's not that cheap. Bearing in mind your hosting account, your domain registration, and your SSL certificate need to be paid normally annually. So these are just costs that you're going to have to take into account. It's a reality of doing business. You are starting a business and you need to go in with the mindset of this is a business. So there are things you're going to have to spend money on, and you just got to deal with that. So now you've set up an SSL certificate. You can handle information and data securely on your website. You'll see now in your browser, you're going to see a little symbol of a lock to say that your website is secure and people can trust it. Once you've done that, you need to sign up with a payment gateway. So if you are setting up a payment gateway, normally what I'll do, for example, a website, if I'm building it in the UK or the US, I'll use something like Stripe. There's a lot of different payment gateways that can handle different credit cards. Some countries, Stripe's not in. So for example, if I'm building one in South Africa, you can use PayFast, you can use Yoko. There's different options. Every country's got their options. Pick a payment gateway. Again, they do charge for their services. You'll need to look how to configure that payment gateway. Yet again, Google it or ask in the comments, and I'll do a video on how to configure your payment gateway. As I say, with so many options, we'll need to just figure it out as we go along. So now you've got your payment gateway. You can process credit cards. So I just want to sum up where we're at so far. You've registered a domain name. Okay, you've registered a hosting account. Hopefully the mosquito flying around in my study here is not driving you as mad as it's driving me. You've pointed your name servers at your hosting account. You have used cPanel and Softaculous to install WordPress. Okay, you have logged into WordPress and you have done whatever customization you are able to do. You have installed WooCommerce. You have configured your shipping options. There's a lot of options, that you're going to need to configure. And once you've done that, you've added an SSL certificate and you have configured payments. Now you are really almost there. Okay. You're going to have to market your website. This website is not going to market itself. Okay, there seems to be an illusion. A lot of the time when I've built websites for people, they kind of think, it's like Wayne's World, and if I build it, they will come. But that is just not how it works. That is just not reality. So at this point, where I want us to get to is we've got products to sell. We've got a website. We can take the payments. And so if somebody comes to our website and they like our products and they want to buy them, they can. So there's a lot more to the business. You've got to figure out marketing. You're going to have to learn a lot of skills, and you have to be able to get those products to your customers. And I'm going to make a lot of videos dealing with those things. So at this point, without further ado, I don't want to waffle too much because the subject is just absolutely massive. But if you're at this stage and this video has helped you and you want to see more videos like this, then just hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments exactly what kind of content you want to see, and I am going to do my best to create that for you. I know that this is a difficult process, and I know that it feels overwhelming now. It actually never stops being overwhelming, because the more you learn, the more you learn. I've been selling stuff online for more than 10 years, and I still feel as if I know nothing. So you are not alone, but maybe the stuff that I have failed at and then eventually succeeded at can help you. You can help others, and everybody will build great businesses. On that note, keep pushing towards your goals.